Are the S21 Ultra cameras really as good as people say they are? How does it work for selfies? How about vlogs or Instagram stories? We'll find out in this video. Good day, you beautiful people! Welcome to Isa Does Tech, where we do tech in your life in style. We're finally doing the Samsung Galaxy S21 camera vlog test today, but before we get into it, a quick plug because you guys, this girl's gotta eat. And well, I get this tech question a lot anyway. What is my shooting setup and where do I get stuff for my whole setup? Real quick, let's do this. I'm gonna be shooting this with the Samsung Galaxy S21 ULTRA, so you get a sneak peek of what type of samples we're gonna be looking at in this video. Right, behind the scenes, y'all, this is basically what I'm looking at when I shoot my videos. This is my camera, the Fujifilm XS10. Hi. Now, I use the Rode Wireless Go for audio, and then this ring light, and it comes with an arm that connects to my table so it's not so cluttered. I got this from Lazada. And my second light source would be that square and that arm, which I also got from Lazada. Like, most of these I got from Lazada. Even this desk that I use, I got from Lazada. So I'll link all of those down below. Basically built my whole home studio from buying stuff online. And I think it paid off. Look at my shot. All of these things I ordered online from Lazada. Find what you're looking for. Hashtag nasa Lazada yan. Free shipping vouchers to collect when you use your Lazada wallet. And there are flash sales of up to 50% off on like 10,000 products up until March 6th. All the stuff I just talked about real quickly, I'll link down in the description below so you can check that out. Also, let me know if you guys want me to make a dedicated video on the stuff I used to shoot behind the scenes, yeah? Right, back to the phone. So the S21 ULTRA has a 108 megapixel main shooter, a 12 megapixel wide, and a 10 megapixel telephoto shooter. But that's not all. There's another 10 megapixel telephoto shooter, so a total of 2. And well, we're gonna figure out what that's all about and if you actually need it later on in this video. As for selfies, there's a 40 megapixel selfie shooter in that punch hole over there. Let's start with that. Despite that one selfie camera, there is a normal and a wide selfie, perfect for taking OOTD shots. There's also an auto wide, which basically automatically switches to that wide view whenever the phone detects that there are other people in the frame, which is great for taking photos that are socially distanced. But what's even better is not hanging out with other people right now, so I have no examples. There are also choices now for when you take selfies. You have the normal color tone and then the bright color tone. People now have a choice to get more natural selfies, though I find that the bright mode only adds like a teeny bit of freshness to your selfies anyway. There is also a beauty mode with so many different beauty settings, but the mark of a true good beauty mode is if you're able to add it on without it looking fake or overwhelming, which in this case you can. I use minimal beauty mode for these selfies and just great lighting. There are a number of selfie gestures on here, like this floating shutter button, which helps because this is such a big phone, so that just makes for easier selfies. So what I love about all these different shooting modes is that I don't need to set the timer. All I need to do is pose, and the gesture mode is obviously my favorite, and the voice command is cool. Cheese! There's also a portrait mode on selfie, which is pretty cool for making you the star of the show, except if it's your dog who wants to get into the shot. There's also a wide on portrait, which is great for if you want to be the star of the show in a wider frame. Cutouts look generally okay. They usually get things right. There's also a color point, which is a cool effect, and this cool background thingy, which took me a number of shots to get right, but once you get it right, that could work as a profile or ID photo. So photos generally look good on wide, on 1x, even on 3x, just like the S21, and focus looks good, as you can see in this 3x photo, both of which had different focus points. But what definitely impressed was 10x. Like, this is 10x. Look at how good this is. And well, Of course, we'll be talking about that zoom in more detail later on, but yeah, that is the general consensus when it comes to the photos that this camera took. In short, the 10x on this thing, man. This thing can get up close as well. This is a photo of macro shots, though there is no dedicated macro mode on this phone, but on the right, that is a close-up shot using the wide, and on the left, the normal 1x. One big feature that I had to dedicate a separate category for on the S21 Ultra would be the zoom. Samsung believes it to be big enough that they put 2 telephoto cameras on a phone. Now, I did see so many photos of the moon shot by the S21 Ultra, so I knew what they were gonna look like, but when I tried it myself, it was absolutely mind-blowing. Like, I've never seen the moon that detailed from a photo I took, and just the zooming in action was crazy, and the fact that this is what it looks like on wide and 1x, and then this was the photo I took, it's amazing. I did read a really great article on Input Magazine about how this whole zoom thing works, about how Samsung uses AI to achieve this. So I tried taking this photo without AI. So that is the moon. 1x, 3x, 10x, 30x. What? Now, it is a hit or miss taking these moonshots because it's really tough to hold your hand up for so long. Thank God there is a stabilization mode built into these cameras. Without the scene optimizer, let's see the difference. Without the scene optimizer, with the scene optimizer, what the heck? Anyway, here are more moonshots because it's still blowing my mind, honestly. In that same article, they list a number of things that the AI has been optimized for when it comes to using the 100 times zoom. Now, I tried it on a couple of those things, and though it's amazing and utterly mind-blowing that this camera can even zoom 100 times in, photos didn't look as sharp or as crispy. So we are shooting with the rear cameras. Here are the dogs saying hi. This is wide. Ooh, 1x, 3x. Wow, 3x looks good. 10x, and so does 10x. Up until 20x. Oh, what's happening? So this is full HD auto. Ultra HD 30 FPS. This is wide, 1x, 3x, 10x, and 20x. Ultra HD 60 FPS. Why are they so itchy? 1x, 2x, 4x, 10x, only up until 10x, and there doesn't seem to be a wide. There is a wide, it's just that you can't switch from 1x to 10x to wide in one shot. Finally, this is crazy. This is 8K footage you're seeing right now, and you can do 2x, 4x. This is 4x right now. Hi, Bruce. And it goes up until 6x. Back to 1x. Well, I just tried it. There is no wide on 8K. So let's go back to Ultra HD. So like I said, there is stabilization settings in the settings, and the leftmost is turned off. In the middle, video stabilization is turned on, but that's it. Super steady mode 1x on the rightmost, and yeah, there is a wide mode available on super steady mode. There's a super slow-mo, but as you can see here, even in like this really bright scene I have, it does struggle a little bit. You need like really bright lighting for this to work well. There is also slow-mo. Okay, I was just pretending, but yeah, there is a normal slow-mo mode on this, and I find that generally performs better. It's not that slow, but you don't need blinding light for it to look good. Just like in photos, this can go from wide to macro. Well, at least that's me moving manually closer to the flower and it looks good. Yeah, that doesn't really work for dogs because they move so much. In general, videos look great, but even more impressive is how zooms are on video as well. This is me zooming in, not manually this time, and check out how I'm switching focus between the flower and then that thing. Like, is it that flower out far there? Yeah, that thing. But yeah, look how good this all looks. Taking it a step further, let's zoom into 20x. Right, that still looks good. Unfortunately, can't focus on the flower, but this looks amazing. And finally, on Pro Video mode, which is in itself a feature that vloggers or mobile filmmakers would love, there is an option to switch how you're recording audio. If you're recording it from the front, if it's gonna be from the rear, omnidirectional, or even record via Bluetooth earphones. I did a sample on this on my hands-on, so check it out on the video. I'll link it up here. Facing camera does not have a dedicated steady mode, but it still has that steady mode baked into the settings. This is what you're seeing. This is also being shot at full HD auto, so it can do 30 or 60. This is auto, and you can do Ultra HD in 30 FPS, which is this, or HD in 60 FPS. This is that. So there is, of course, portrait video on here, as you can see. It's pretty good because I'm like moving around and it's not like being weird. It's cutting me out correctly. Yeah, and under portrait mode, there are also different fun filters like color point. Yes, we have a video version of this filter and the glitch filter. Yeah. So back to full HD auto, because these don't seem to work on Ultra HD. There is a live beauty mode as well on front-facing video, and this is what it can do. This is at max smoothness. Normally, if I'm gonna use this, I don't max it. Like, I do like 1, 2, or 3, you know, just a little bit to freshen you up. I always say that the beauty mode exists just like makeup. Like, it enhances the real you, but girls, guys and girls, never be ashamed of your true self. So let's get back to that. And like most Samsung phones, another cool feature that's great for social media is that there's a My Filter option on here, which means you get to pick whatever photo and look you want and apply it to the photo you already have and save that filter as is. And like I said on my hands-on, this phone has S Pen capabilities. So as you can see, it works with this really cool S Pen I have. And that means you can now draw stuff on your stories. It's an added perk of S Pens. Like, it's gonna be real cute and real easy to draw around whatever you're posting. Finally, let's not forget this cute feature. AR Doodle works for the rear and the front-facing camera. And this is best done with horns. And that just means it moves with you. Like, you're literally drawing on real life. Rawr. But the one really sad thing about the S Pen capabilities of this phone is that though it can doodle on whatever thing you want it to doodle on the phone, this particular S Pen cannot do remote Bluetooth selfies. It's because like this particular phone and the S Pens that go with it aren't Bluetooth enabled. So that means this thing doesn't have battery power, or the one in the case that you could get for this phone. And that means you can do remote selfies with them, which to me is like the best application of these S Pens. Sad. So many of you ask what these stories look like on the phone I shot them with. This is the S21 Ultra. I have the iPhone 12 mini. I have the S20 FE, and we're gonna look at the stories on each phone. You're hearing sound from this phone. For some reason, I didn't expect the night mode on this phone to be this good. Like, I expected it to be not bad, but not this good. There is a dedicated night mode on here which automatically adjusts to whatever lighting situation you have. And so I made my room dark and tried that. Right, so this is how dark it is. In this area, we're gonna try some night mode mirror selfie, see just how this camera will fare. It is amazing to me how good the overall performance of these cameras, including the wide and the zoom cameras, look. Like, I know that the 1X looks good, but even those zooms, man. Turn background lamp on. Yes, so this is where I've been shooting. This is what it looks like. Oh, by the way, wide. Oh, something happened when I turned to 10x in this weird light. Back to 3x. Did notice though that it does take a few seconds to process those night mode shots, but yeah, they look amazing. As for night mode selfie, because of course I'm gonna try that, there are basically three options. Like, you have the normal selfie, you have a scene optimized selfie, and you have the night mode selfies. Two different treatments to take better photos in low light selfie scenarios. Right, that was it for our camera vlog test on the Samsung Galaxy S21 ULTRA. I have to say that I personally wasn't all that jazzed about this big old phone, but there's one thing that this camera test of mine has managed to do. It's impressed me with these shooters. Remember when I said on my Samsung Galaxy S21 video that I felt like the ultimate shooting point for the S21 would be the 3x zoom? Well, for this camera, it's a 3x zoom and the 10x zoom. As mind-blowing as the 100x zoom is, I still don't feel like they take the best photos, unless it's the moon. But you gotta admit, again, it's still pretty mind-blowing. Although I'm sad about the S Pen capabilities not being the capabilities I actually use the S Pen for, pro video modes and all the other camera features does sound promising, especially for people who shoot video on phone. All in all, I think it's obvious that this phone's cameras really perform. That's it for today, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. If you want to see how I use my tech on a daily basis, find me online. That's at @IsaDez_ on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. Until next time!